Well, I'm supposed to be the only black guy at this party. Shit. Yeah, I know. It's whack.
Service announcement. Excuse me. If y'all didn't know, this is the MSC, and frankly, there's just too many white people in here, and this is a space for people of color. So just be really cognizant of the.
So, if you've been on the channel for a while, you may remember this video. I titled it Notorious Big Doppelganger Demands Colored Only Multicultural Center. But yeah, this right here, I think that it ties in beautifully to my segue here of the real story at hand, which is, that's right, the ASU incident. Now, if you notice here, there's a Police Lives Matter sticker on my man's computer, and that's more than enough to make these ladies feel some kind of way.
What did I do wrong?
You have it, back. You're offensive. Police lives matter?
You have the same sticker.
We're just trying to do school.
What?
You guys have the same sticker of the other.
But this is our space.
We've got a Police Lives Matter sticker and we're getting kicked out. Can't do.
I love his shirt. Definitely did not vote for Biden. That is playing a part in this as well, and these ladies are just, you know, offended and in their feelings looking at these two white boys just do schoolwork and mind their own business. But as you saw in the initial example, this is why as they took over Afghanistan, they've just been deading all the women's studies stuff, because this ultimately is the indoctrination, the how do I put it? The end goal of the indoctrination that's in marination of ideology that's taken place in the educational system here in the States for generations. At this point, it's been more feminized and more feminized to a point where, you know, their feelings is more important to the school, who's reportedly doubled down on being okay with these gentlemen being kicked out of this space, to place their feelings above these young men's education.
Cool. You just said we have to leave.
No, I said
You're making this space uncomfortable. But you're white. Do you understand what a multicultural space? It means you're not being centered.
White's not a culture?
no.
I wanted to let him finish that, because yes, it totally is. And you know what it reminds me of? The scene in Harold and Kumar Go to White Castle when they're at the Klan rally and they're talking to the Klan members, and Kumar runs up and says, like, you know what? I mean, say what you will about the Klan, but these guys know how to party. Yeah, ultimately, when it comes to the quality of entertainment that you can find at any type of party, right? Black party, Spanish party, white party, the likelihood, right? Like it's all the same across all of our cultures. You know, we all got our wild cards. It really is just humanity. Like, yo, the chances of some scumbag showing up and doing some scumbaggery is pretty high across all of ours. But when you scale it to which one is less like is going to probably be the most fun, I mean, white folks like shit on fire, jump off roofs. I mean, they want to do a lot of death-defying shit, and that's really cool. That's really cool. So yeah, it is a culture, and damn it if I don't respect the hell out of y'all. All right, to a point where this young lady is like, these women are so out of line that someone has to say it, right? Like, I mean, you see this pattern forming, and I have absolutely no doubt these aren't the only two instances of multicultural centers being just like the female is just coming like, oh my goodness, I feel some kind of way. And gender, the entire the entirety of gender academia, I blame you.
No, it's not a culture. It's white is not a culture. Say it again to the camera. You think whiteness is a culture?
Because that's the thing. Like, when we speak culturally, I mean, everything really is a culture, right? You can, like take the internet, right? Take the, like, brony groups and stuff like that, like places where people who all share an interest. There's a little culture within those spaces, or neighborhood, or a church, or, really any community where the interactions are damn near every day. Yeah, it's all little cultures within. And yes, I guess you can if you want, you can sit there and slap whiteness on, so particularly American whiteness, on as a very specific culture. But, none of that matters to this young lady. It's all feels.
Insane.
So anyways, this is the violence that ASU does, and this is the type of people that they protect. Okay, this white man.
And that's the thing. She's like, this is the violence, the AIU. And it goes to what I talk about on this channel all the time, which is conflation. That, oh yes, this is violence. He woke up this morning choosing violence because he has a sticker that says police lives matter, which honestly is the most non-controversial thing that, like in the 80s, or like up to about 2008, that was literally the most non-controversial thing that could be ever said.
Thinks he can take up our space, and this is why we need a multicultural space, because they think they can get away with this shit.
I'm gonna sit here the whole time and you can find somebody to kick.
That's cool. We will.
Kicking you out. We're asking you to leave. If you have.
What is the donut logic, circular logic, guys? We're not kicking you out. We're asking you to leave, which is kicking. So, sweetie, for people who don't like everything that you conflate is wrong, right? Like it's so backwards. Everything that you conflate, men and women, no, those aren't the same thing. But asking someone to leave and kicking them out, yeah, that is the same thing. That's something you can conflate.
Any consideration for people of color and our marginalized.
They clearly don't.
That I can go?
Yeah, the whole rest of the campus, the second floor, the first floor, the whole MU, every single part of the campus centers you. This is the only space that you're not centered, and you're still trying to center yourself, which is peak white cis male bullshit.
I told you what I say. The gender shit. Like, yo, I promise you, yo. So it was made for this shit. And honestly, all the hands that be like to use America as a experiment, because America is probably the greatest experiment mankind has ever known. And they sat there and just slowly drip fed that shit to us, and they're watching it implode as the CCP, like everybody else. Russia, I mean, go see a Russian strongman competition. China, they came out themselves and was like, yo, we're no more effeminate men on TV. We're killing video games. Nah, screw that shit. We like, the boys are back in town. And speaking of which, Afghanistan. Everybody else is sitting there licking their chops at us, because right now, for the foreseeable future, we have our feminist overlords in charge. I keep saying it, but I mean, it is what it is. I guess that's why I am buried under the algorithm. All good though. I don't give a shit as long as I can talk my shit.
Yeah, I'm not racist.
Oh, they're not. You are racist. Your sticker is racist, because police, that's a job. You can choose to be a police. I don't choose to be black.
Lady, but you are choosing to make an ass out of yourself right now. You're choosing this. I mean, sweetie, he was doing absolutely nothing to you. And guess what? Police is a job that plenty of black people have. So, like, yeah, this Crayola bullshit, this gender bullshit, I mean, it's Splitsville, man, nuts to that.
Okay? No, you can choose to be a cop. You can choose to kill people with a badge, and you're protecting that shit, which means that you're racist.
How is he protecting it? He's just saying, like, it's just a sticker, sweetie. Honestly, it's just a sticker. You haven't bothered to have a conversation. You haven't bothered to treat this human being like a human being, right? But this is what happens with all of this empowerment, all the strong and independence, just women, and like women overtook men in college, like back in the 90s, and fed just complete horseshit. And now, oh my god, like the natural neuroses are just spewing everywhere.
I'm sorry. I wasn't trying to offend you guys or anything.
I know, but this offends us automatically because these people kill people like me and like us, right?
Bitch. Boy, like this is the conflation I talk about, because she's like, kills people like us. I don't know what these young ladies look like, but sweetie, you're a young lady, as opposed to a George Floyd or a Jacob Blake or any of the other numerous criminals that have been, that were plastered in front of you as victims of the police, when in reality all of these situations are far more complicated than most people are willing to truly admit. But you sitting here using it as some type of excuse to berate these young men who did absolutely nothing to you. I'm sorry, darling, but that is not to be tolerated at all. You guys are definitely the ones in the wrong here. But more feminism.
So you're promoting our murderers. So please just don't do that.
Affecting you negatively. They're just trying to do your
Thank you.
So why should that bother you?
Because, do you understand?
Oh, here we go. We got, and a hero comes along with the strength to carry on.
And that police lives matter was in response to Black Lives Matter.
Pay the same fucking tuition as you.
Yep.
Hold on, but
Yeah, that's fine. And you have everywhere. You have.
I'm working 60 hours a week while going to school because my parents don't just give me money.
And he, once again, if you guys had a conversation with these guys, you want to start my man's starting to get hyped now, because now we got backup. Like bro came through. All right, boom. Now it's more of a fair fight. Because notice in the beginning, before, like, while other dude was just like, yeah, I'm going to just sit back here and laugh and all this other shit. Like, no one, it took my man to come through. Like, yo, bro, he's just wearing a sticker. What's the problem? Everything else like that. And now my man's just like, I bet. So, like, like, picked up that bro energy and just ran with it. Oh, it's actually pretty fun. This is actually a pretty fun thing to run through. So guys, that's about it. With that being said, we're going to bring this one to an end. All the internet stuff. If you like it, toss the like, dislike, go ahead, do that too. Nobody's scared of you. Sub if you enjoy my fantastic voice. You want to get videos like this every single day. Share, because sharing is caring. And YouTube and Bitchute are the biggest fans of your boy over here for very obvious reasons. Bang the bell for notifications. Get something from Teespring. Check me out on Patreon as well. Links in the description. Actually go in the description box and do damage and speak. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. This isn't the first time that this has happened, and thusly it's not something that I'm particularly surprised by, but same time it doesn't make it right. Like this, we're going, like, white is in the culture and all these other things, like being very disparaging, and like just stop. This is why the rest of the world is manning the fuck up, because everybody looking at America right now like, shit, we can slap that little hole around, and it do not sit right with me by any stretch of the imagination. And so Western women in these colleges, all these other y'all, Like, with all due respect, you need a big glass of shut the fuck up. You really do. But, you may disagree. And that's what my comment section's for. Until the next one.
Your booze mean nothing. I've seen what makes you cheer. Every breath I take without your permission raises my self-esteem.